So, as I was saying, manga just doesn't have an appeal to me anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna go to another side of YouTube. Maybe I'm gonna be a anime tuber like my friend Double Four Anime.
Ooh.
I'm more into Dragon Ball Super myself.
I don't know. Your Dragon Ball Super is about to end though, so you won't have any content.
Oh fuck! Goddamn.
Got you there.
What would my life be without Dragon Ball Super? It's such a good series.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think more important. Welcome to Manga Alert Season 2! Welcome, everybody. We've been gone for a few months. I know you guys have been all anxious to see what we have to put on the table for Season 2. We got some surprises. We got a few changes this year. We got ourselves our newest and latest host. We have Shrug Pod joining us fully for this season this time. No longer a guest. He's playing with the big boys.
Hello!
This year. He is going to be our third host. But most importantly, before we get into the details and specifics of this podcast, let's go ahead and roll our opening theme. And welcome back, everybody. Just would like to say, me and Gear, we collaborated on this opening, and I think I worked the hardest out of this one.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to edit it.
As you always do.
I made sure that everything was perfect in this opening. But welcome back, guys, for 2018. I know it's been, let's see, when was our last podcast? December?
It was
so
Christmas Eve, yeah.
So by the time this one goes up, it'll probably be
a little over 2 months.
It might be March. It might be March when we upload
yeah,
this.
maybe.
I don't know. I'm not saying that we're gonna have this out before the end of February, but we probably will have this uploaded in March.
Well, this isn't
but anyways,
live, so they're not gonna know either way.
Yep. True. Very true. All right, guys. Welcome back. Just would like to welcome Gear, Third Manga, and also Shrug Pod this year back to the podcast.
I'd like to point out the people were asking Apollo where the podcast was, like on his videos. I'm like, what?
Didn't he like betray us?
Oh yeah, that's true. He went to the dark side.
Yeah.
We won't mention. We won't drop any names. If we do, we have to make sure because I got a message from the creator of the Indefinite Hiatus podcast. He said that if we upload any more podcasts, he will kill all of our families.
What?
Oh no!
You didn't tell us this before we started recording. What the fuck?
Well, I guess you gotta censor this year.
Shit.
Guess you gotta. We
fuck.
gotta drop some censorship in this podcast. Just gotta make sure. Because we can't be name dropping. Except Gauru. Anyways, welcome back, guys. I was just thinking we were going to do a general podcast today, talk about some of the changes in the manga community and some of the video ideas that have been dropping.
And some new manga coming out this year.
Yeah, no, Fire Punch just dropped.
Oh,
How are we liking that?
Did you see
everyone
PewDiePie
go out and buy
tweet
Fire
about
Punch?
You see PewDiePie tweet about it?
I did. That was PewDiePie sponsored that. No wonder he lost his YouTube partnership. Oops, too soon. Anyways, but yeah, wow. So we got Fire Punch that dropped recently this week, and then we also had another series drop. What was the series called?
Made in the Abyss.
Oh yes, that pile of shit.
It's made in
10
Abyss.
out of 10
Darn
because
it.
my anime list, Made in the Abyss. Yeah, of course.
No, it's just made in Abyss. I'm pretty sure.
No, it's Made in the Abyss.
Made in the Abyss.
It's made in the Abyss. But yeah, it's a very heartwarming series.
Child friendly.
It's a slice of life, shoujo with romance. And then also
That airs on Disney XD every Saturday morning.
That too, and it'll also be on JetX. So remember to tune in every Saturday morning to watch Made in the Abyss. 4Kids decided to dub this one, so honestly,
they didn't even have to change or censor anything. So it's
exactly,
all
you know, because it's such a slice of life peachy series that they had to, they just really incorporated some really cheesy puns. Like if you can't pay the cash, you're out with the trash, and whoo, yeah, that's our next segment. If you can't pay the cash, you're out with the trash. So let's talk about some of the Amazon deals that we ran across. So My Hero Academia Volume 11 for $4 on Amazon. Let's go. All right. Woo! Yeah. All right.
This is a mess. Anyway, I want to talk a bit more about Fire Punch because a lot of people probably don't know what Fire Punch is. So Fire Punch is an incredible new series released by Viz. I believe it's in Signature Edition because it's just so good. And basically it's about cannibals and incest, and it's great. Highly recommend.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
When I first heard about Fire Punch, the name itself didn't catch me as one of those series, but yeah, I don't know. I read the first chapter and I felt like throwing up.
Okay, yeah, let's not beat around the bush. Like, the first chapter of Fire Punch is the worst thing I've ever read in my life.
It's a very questionable series. I mean, if people say Berserk is a work of art, and it is to a certain degree. It has its fucked up dark moments, but Fire Punch just sort of is a new level of dark and disgusting at the same time. So, I mean, if that's your cup of tea, if you're into like incest and cannibalism, and you want to get your fix, then Fire Punch is for you. Of course, I'm sure there's somebody who's willing to argue and debate whether or not Fire Punch truly is a disgusting series.
There's probably like someone watching this who really likes Fire Punch.
Very true. Tweet out at us on all of our Twitter accounts. We will put that in the video description. Do you like Fire Punch? Leave us a tweet. Tell us if you liked it or not, or comment.
I just find it so weird how hard Viz was pushing the marketing for this series. Like,
I'm very shocked Viz backed something like this. That would be like if Berserk made like the Wall Street Journal, where it's like, are you looking for a series where rape is imminent in every single chapter? Well, then look no further. Berserk is for you. Like, I don't know. I don't think, like, if I were Viz and I was the head of marketing, I would definitely have picked probably another new series, which they have plenty. Viz is constantly updating their licenses, and they're constantly releasing new things, so you would think maybe something else to promote their signature line, which I'm assuming is what they were trying to do. They would pick a different series. I mean, come on.
Well, there's
Berserk
another
Signature Editions?
Do they really think Fire Punch is going to be a profitable series? I don't know. That's the question that I don't think I'll ever get an answer for.
Speaking of brand new Signature Editions, we got Ruby.
Hey.
Ruby? What is that? I wonder.
Well, Ruby is
Ruby is a online animated series.
That's all you have to say. And going on to the next segment.
Well, you don't like Ruby, Shaman?
Here in the Manga Alert podcast, we don't recognize fake manga, so that's just sort of how it is.
But you're not recognizing the question.
Yeah, well, you don't like Ruby? What's wrong with you?
No, I don't.
Don't you know the creator died? So you have to like it now?
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. The guy who created Ruby has passed away as of 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time as of December 24th of 2018. I didn't like any of his work, but God rest his soul. Anyways, moving on.
Really, when he died?
What? You didn't know about this?
No, I mean I knew that he died, but I didn't know like when he died. He died in 2015.
Yes, he died ages ago.
Thanks for ruining the bit, Shrug Pod. I appreciate it. Anyways, I want to talk a little. I'm gonna have a little segment, and I'm gonna take a little bit of time to open it up to you guys to kind of chip in on it. But Dark Horse, what the fuck is going on at Dark Horse at the moment?
Oh my gosh!
As of recently, I was checking out Amazon the other day, and I was checking out Planets. All the volumes are out of print, and that's a series that just came out. I think maybe 2 years ago was when they started printing it.
I think it was like 2015 or 16. when it came out.
Yeah.
And
it's only 2 volumes long.
And it's
Like,
out of print. And from what I heard, it was a pretty big selling series. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, Makoto Yukimura probably sold a lot of copies. Like,
So Dark Horse, I guess, is still deciding to do their shitty business practices where they're printing limited numbers of manga volumes, and they just go out of print. So I was checking this the other day too. Blade of the Immortal is slowly going out of print as well. The first and second volume
I noticed
are going out of
the
print.
second volume too.
It's starting to.
Shit.
Other sites like Barnes and Noble and like Right Stuff, they're starting to lose their inventory on it. So pretty soon,
Dang.
we're gonna be seeing these volumes going out of print.
God. They literally started Blade of the Immortal omnibuses like last January. Like, it's only been over a year.
So
Golly.
Dark Horse once again is, trying to seek its profit. They're gonna put out their series. They're gonna milk it for what it is. They're gonna leave it out of print, and then finally, when people want it bad enough, they're gonna be releasing it. And who knows? Maybe they'll cancel the omnibuses. I wouldn't be surprised. Imagine.
Yeah, that would be so shitty because I'm collecting them now.
Yeah, so I'm happy I own all the single volumes. Thank God.
Yeah. There's still like a lot that have to come out though too. Like I think only 4 are out, and there's going to be more than 10 at least.
I think there's going to be it's either 18 or 20, because if the volumes
Jesus.
are they like 2 volumes per piece, or are they 3 volumes?
It's like 2.5, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
The thing is about like where I shop at, it's like really easy to find. Well, like some series like Planets and Magi have like never been easy for me to find, but it's like the series that have like, it's like Blade of the Immortal. I went in today and they have an entire shelf, and there's like 10 copies of like the 1st through 4th volume, and I'm all like, okay, this doesn't make sense.
But see, that's the thing, is no one does retail anymore. It's all online. So all these people are buying all these volumes up online, and then all these stores like Barnes and Noble and your local bookstores, they all carry like 20 copies of this volume. So it's not impossible to find these volumes. Like, if you hunt them in the wild, I don't see any like. I've been checking eBay prices too, and so far I haven't really been seeing anyone like charging like $100 for Blade of the Immortal Omnibus Volume 1. That'd be really scummy if they did, but you can probably
that's a good idea.
You can probably still find these volumes if you hunt them in the wild, but you're going to be paying full retail, so like these retail for like $20.
Yeah.
I mean, for 2 volumes.
Well, Canada's 26.
Does anyone really want to be paying $20+ for 2 volumes? No.
Yeah.
So stick to Amazon. If you guys are going to be jumping on the Blade of the Immortal bandwagon, I suggest you do it now before they all go out of print. So, I mean, because Dark Horse, they have not changed. They're still doing their limited print runs.
Before they go out into the Disney
And
vault.
I'm worried because I have the first 2 for I Am a Hero, and like I'm worried about those too. Like, I'm looking this up
Because if I Am a Hero doesn't sell well, they're just going to cancel it. Like, I mean, Dark Horse has done it because they did it with Eden. It's an Endless World. They didn't finish the print run for that. They just simply chopped it off and called it, quits. So
the first I Am a Hero omnibus only has 1 left in stock at Amazon.
that is sad.
Oh
I'm going
God.
for it.
Do it. Put it on eBay.
God, that's awful.
But yeah, Dark Horse is still a piece of shit. I still stand to my video that I made about them. Which
just waiting for them to do Berserk Omnibus.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure with the way Berserk, I don't know who's caught up with Berserk or what. I'm not going to spoil anything, but in the current part of the story, I think Miura is going to be wrapping up the series here pretty soon with the way things are. So I'm thinking probably it's going to be a little over 40 volumes, I'm going to assume. Nothing past that. I mean, I can't see Berserk going on for 50 volumes. I mean,
it's been going on for so long now. Like,
it has.
And I'm not surprised he wants to wrap it up, just because 30 years or however long.
Exactly.
I mean, 30 years of nothing but just rape kind of gets to a man.
Yeah. Tell that to Aladdin. Anyways, let's go ahead.
Okay. To be honest, Aladdin's probably like a pretty awful sexual predator. He needs to.
He needs to get locked up in the Chamber of Secrets. Anyways,
he needs to get thrown away,
or whatever the fuck they called it in Aladdin. I don't know, the Chamber of Wonder or something like that.
It's a Cave of Wonders.
The Cave of Wonders. Thank you. We have a Disney fanboy in here to talk about it.
You're darn right.
Anyways, but yeah, so Dark Horse still sucks. Moving on from that, isn't Tokyopop back? Didn't they start up releasing new series a couple months ago?
I noticed that.
Well, they've always been releasing like Disney manga, I think.
Yeah,
but
I keep on seeing those.
I think they decided to start going back to licensed series that aren't like American series, because this is what Tokyopop was back in the day. They basically allowed English creators, so like from like North America and whatnot, and like all these other places that weren't Japan, to create and license their series. And this is what Tokyopop lacked in, is a lot of those series that they helped like fund and print were shit. They were terrible. And so they had a lot of these useless, pointless licenses that just nobody liked. Like, who the fuck is reading The Little Mermaid Volume 1? Let me ask you that. And that's a Disney series. So Disney even is having manga licenses going out, and I just terrible. But
just the hit Disney Channel original Descendants has a manga.
Oh yes, they do too.
Oh, great.
Yeah, the one where it's like all of the kids of all the Disney villains go to high school.
Whoa, crazy.
In other words, they took someone's bad fan fiction on Rule 34 and just went off that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes. So my thoughts on Tokyopop, and any of you guys can chime into this as well. I think they're gonna fail again. There's just they've lost all their potential licenses that they had. You have to remember, Tokyopop back in the day had really good licenses, but they made poor use of them. They originally held the license for the longest time of Parasite until it eventually went to Kodansha again. And then when Del Rey went under, it just went back to Kodansha again, and then they continued to reprint the series. So there's no problems there. Viz bought the rights to Battle Royale, which they're not doing shit with.
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, the Viz acquired Battle Royale in 2015, and they printed up.
Jeez, why don't they do something?
They haven't they haven't even done a full series reprint of it. So I don't know what they're doing, Viz, but they're
taking their time.
They're sitting on the license, and maybe they're waiting for the right time to print it. Instead, they're printing shitty series like Fire Punch, but you know.
I would love to have like signature editions of Battle Royale.
But Tokyopop had these.
That'd be so good.
But see, here's where I'm going with this: is Tokyopop had nice hardcover Ultimate editions with colored pages.
Yeah, yeah.
And the 5th volume is impossible to find. It goes for anywhere from $300 to $500 on eBay if you want a volume 5, and that's used. That's not a new condition either. So.
And yeah, because they went under, like a lot of the series they didn't finish printing.
Exactly. I mean, I'm just gonna name a few, but like going off of what I said, Battle Royale, Parasite was a long time ago. Which you can get now from Kodansha, but as far as the volumes that they did print back in the day. Future Diary was a series they never finished, which I'm not really too excited about, but
no one's real upset.
They literally printed 10 volumes and then they went under, and then they never released volumes 11 or 12. So basically, that's an incomplete series. And going off of that, Rave Master,
yeah.
See, Kodansha picked up, or they acquired Rave Master.
They did finish releasing.
So Kodansha finished releasing Rave Master, and then. Because Del Rey, they're basically Kodansha. They were just acting as separate, and Del Rey was simply just printing the volumes. They didn't own any of the licenses or anything like that. So, Fairy Tail for a while was being printed by Del Rey, and then so was Rave Master, but eventually that sort of fell in. So, Tokyopop is starting up a few. I'm just I guess they have a series called Golden Fish or something, Golden Boy or something like that.
From what I understand, Apollo's friends with the creator. Like, it's not a Japanese.
Yes. Okay. So Tokyopop is still continuing to print these like English writers manga. Ugh. I don't know. I'm not saying that anyone is as talented as like Japanese mangaka, but this is what Tokyopop did back in the day. They printed garbage, and then all of their good stuff that they had, they didn't print. They would just let it go out of print. So like series like Battle Royale, that was before they went bust completely. They just short printed all that stuff, and all the stuff people wanted, they just didn't touch. So naturally, what do you think's gonna happen? No one's gonna buy the shit that you print, and then the stuff that they do want, they don't have. So I think Tokyopop's doomed. I think they're gonna go under again, but who am I to say? They might be successful, they might not be, but that's just my take on it.
Who knows?
Come on, Apollo said Goldfish was pretty good.
I think I'll stick to Fire Punch.
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh dang.
Honestly. But yeah, that's my take on Tokyopop. So I don't know if any of you guys wanted to chime in and talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like when I first started reading manga, like Tokyopop was already long gone, so I was kind of out of it then.
Yep.
I
Like,
still kind of am.
I think it was back about like when I was in 5th grade that I think that I remember seeing Tokyopop like volumes on the shelf at my school library, but I don't know if it was gone by then. But it was the series that only like the really antisocial like anime watchers from my grade would go and get. It was maybe it was like Pandora Hearts or like
Fruits
it was
Basket.
some like it was like it was Fruits Basket. Yeah, I remember now. And it was like these like really just not good looking series that
Weeb series.
and there's like only like 2 volumes
Mm-hmm.
like in the entire thing.
Which, going back to my earlier point that I said, Tokyopop lost all their licenses. So all these other like Viz and Kodansha, they own all, like Fruits Basket, that got a reprint. I mean, that went to somebody else. So all of their licenses that were good, that sold money and made money, they don't have anymore. So what are they left with? They're left with a really bad series that nobody cares about. So I don't know. They need a... If Tokyopop wants a good series that makes money, then they need to kind of jump on and try to see what licenses they can start getting acquiring, which is going to be interesting. And they could, for all we know.
Tokyopop gets
they need a front seller. They need something that'll put them back onto the whole retail market for stuff to buy. So
Yeah.
yep. So that's Tokyopop. As far as video ideas going around, I don't know if anyone wants to chip in. I'm still waiting on that Dragon Ball Super video that a certain somebody has been teasing since like fucking December and hasn't released it yet. But whatever.
What a scumbag.
Yeah, what a freaking scumbag.
I think he just doesn't want to put himself through watching all of Dragon Ball Super.
Very true.
I think it came to a point of where this certain someone just realized that I've spent the past 50 episodes just almost crying because of I'm because he
Not
was
even
in so much
halfway.
despair. Yeah, I mean halfway, but that was also like 3 days spent on a break that I could have been doing anything else that I spent watching Dragon Ball Super.
You should have watched GT. The best.
I could have.
Actually, how long is Dragon Ball GT?
Not very long. It's like 60 episodes or something like that.
It's like the length
there
of
you
like
go.
Full Metal Alchemist or
Yeah.
so.
There you go.
Well, FMA I think is only like 50 episodes. It's 50 episodes. I think.
Speaking of FMA, what
Brotherhood
about
is 64.
what about that
Hardcovers.
live action movie?
Or what about those
Oh.
hardcover Full Metal editions?
Yeah, fuck the movie. This is manga alert.
Yeah,
not
we're
movie
not talking
alert.
about no fucking shit movie. Oh shit, gotta censor that, Gear. Gotta censor that. Fuck.
Yeah, I will.
Might be watching
Dang.
this. Oh shit, I said
no.
Fuck. God damn it.
Oh man, but seriously, the Full Metal Alchemist hardcovers are going to be the greatest thing ever.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Full
just
Metal
gonna buy them
editions
all.
are gonna be
Who's
amazing.
double dipping? Who's buying them?
Oh, everyone.
Yeah.
I would say I'm buying them, but I like my box set. I'm satisfied with that. So.
I mean, I like
yeah.
it too, and I'm just kind of upset that there's gonna be a point of where I'm gonna have to like get my box set away, and I'm all like, this is so sad. Like, I don't want this to happen.
It's such a good value. I only paid like $80 for my box set, brand new on Amazon, and man, that was the best deal
But
you could ever get for.
Here's the best part about Viz. Even after all the full metals come out, the singles will still be in print.
Oh,
what a concept!
Very true, very
Whoa.
true. Something that Dark Horse can't manage to get through their heads. They're like, let's take our popular series and just make them out of print, and then wait 5 years and reprint them again. Like, yeah, great, thanks, Dark Horse. But yeah,
Dance.
no, the full bullshit with the omnibuses. But the Full Metal FMA like editions, like the hardcover editions, look really nice.
Yeah.
I would say I'm double dipping, but I already did that with the JoJonium volumes, and It's on a sluggish. I'm like for JoJo for me right now. I'm like slugging to just pace through volumes of the JoJoniums because I've already. For the longest time, Part 3 was the only part that we had here for the longest time. So I've read Part 3 probably about 3 or 4 times, and I'm just like, just print Part 4 already. Like, hurry up, do whatever it is you got to do, print the volumes.
I'm curious because like, there aren't any JoJoniums for Part 4, are there?
They were confirmed though. They confirmed that they are going to be a thing. They haven't confirmed anything past that point though. So we don't know if we're going to get Part 5, 6, 7, or 8.
I just have to get
no, because like
JoJo first.
Viz confirmed we're getting Part 4, but like, what about Are we getting them in JoJoniums? Because
yeah, they're confirmed for JoJonium volumes.
Okay.
The only thing that I could think that is the reason why they haven't started printing them in Japan yet is Araki is going into each like individual like cover, and they're like he's redoing the art, which could be why. But I mean, the man is literally working a month on a chapter, so like Part 8 is still going strong. He's still working on that. But I'm saying, like, in his downtime, he has 0 downtime to work on, like, Part 4 art. and Part 4 is about the same length, if not shorter, than Part 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So,
yeah, around the same, yeah.
So that's what leads me to believe, like, he's either in no rush to work on it, or there's just some problems going on with the licensing, which that could be it.
Oh yeah,
is the stands.
Killer Queen.
They could be even in Part 3 though they have some censored names too. They have them renamed, so that leads me to believe that there's probably some licensing issue with Part 4, which could be the reason why. But they haven't started in Japan either, so
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think maybe Araki is just taking his time with Part 8, and from what I'm reading of Part 8, that could be wrapping up here pretty soon too. Part 8's been going on for since like 2011, so it's been going on for quite some time now. So I think he's going to be wrapping that up here pretty soon. So
nice.
But
will it be as long as Steel Ball Run? I don't know how long it is now.
It's I think what does Steel Ball Run over 100 plus chapters, 120 chapters, right?
No, it's like 95, but it's 24 volumes.
Oh, okay. Then it probably is going to be longer because I think they're on chapter 80 something on Part 8.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I think 86 is the chapter they're on. So.
Oh wow.
Actually, you know what? Let me look it up here real quick. Because don't quote me on that. I'm not Wikipedia. I'm not looking up all this shit.
Shrug. When are you gonna read JoJo? Are you slacking?
See, for right now, I'm mostly, I finally, like, got all of Soul Eater, and so that's, like, a series that I've been, like, craving to finish ever since I started, like, getting manga.
So you've never finished Soul Eater?
No, I have. It's just the fact that I've never gotten the full series.
Right.
And so,
Do you just want to read it again?
Yeah, so I just, like, I dropped a crap ton of money on that, and so right now I'm just gonna like deal with like
yen press. Ugh.
Yeah, so like right now I'm just gonna deal with like monthly releases for a bit, and I'm just gonna just like I'm kind of get some series under my belt to see what I need to get rid of, what I need to purge, and what I need to just deal with. Like I just finished reading Blue Exorcist, like all of what's at right now, and it was fairly decent for the most part.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
but you're a Seven Deadly Sins fanboy, so not surprised.
Shut your mouth!
Oh, geez, that voice crack. Anyways, Part 8 is 73 chapters to be exact.
So you were way off.
So I was way off, but we're getting to the point where it's getting close to Steel Ball Run length, which, if you don't know, Steel Ball Run originally started off as, it was the last JoJo to be featured in Shonen, and then it was later printed in... it was Seinen magazine, so it started off in Shonen, and it wasn't going to be even a JoJo part. And then when Araki was like, "Okay, I want this to be JoJo," he like halted the weekly release and then just went to month. So I'm assuming Part 8 is going to be wrapping up at around the same length as Part 7. That would only make the most sense. But at the current rate it's going, like Part 8, like I don't see a conclusion unless I'm hoping we get the ending we want, but that could could be Araki up to his old tricks again. You never know.
Meddling Araki.
All right. So when are you two gonna hop on Made in Abyss? We mentioned it earlier, but brand new series. Everyone's talking about it. Crunchyroll anime of the year.
That's actually a good question, and I'm glad you asked because right now, I think let me just look here on my handy dandy mobile device. Made in Abyss should be arriving on Friday.
Oh shit!
Burn it. Or how about this? How about this? Throw it into the abyss.
Oh, Made in the Abyss.
Throw it back into the abyss because that shit sucks.
Shaman doesn't like Made in the Abyss, even though he's never seen it.
But yet you haven't even gotten into My Hero.
I haven't even gotten into Magi, but I know it's shit.
Oh. I can't remember if it was the last podcast or the one before. Someone was complaining. They're like, "Why is Shaman even on this podcast? He hasn't read anything."
that was on the top 10 manga sales of the year. That was like the
right.
The one that was the one that was the one we
them.
had Neptune on, and he was Well, my favorite is in the Christmas cast when we had the one
Apollo.
guy, and he has like 10 upvotes on the comment, and he's like, does Apollo even read any of this shit or something like that? It was really funny.
No, they were like, I'd like to. I think they said something like, "I'd like to know what manga the fat white guy reads," because if he thinks Berserk is a 6 out of 10.
Oh shoot. I mean,
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, no,
Berserk
I thought
cast-
it was hilarious. Christmas cast turned out really well. I mean, I was wishing it got a little bit more views, but I had fun. So it is what it is. Maybe it's because we didn't have Shrug Pod on the cast.
That's
Which
exactly
actually, I
what it
wanted
is.
to take the time to acknowledge Taz. Yeah, so I'm not going to go into any specifics, but yeah, Taz is not going to be on Manga Alert this season. He ran into some.
He basically just left.
He
YouTube,
ran
I
into some
guess.
real life problems. So, like I said, I won't go into any specifics. But if for anyone who's wondering, who was a fan of Taz, which we did, we had some fans of Taz come in, be featured on the comment section. But yeah, he will not be joining us for this season, unfortunately. Just would like to talk about that a little briefly. Anyways. Next segment, reading Harry Potter again. It's Manga Alert, but
When's Tokyopop gonna do the Harry Potter manga?
Ooh, yeah, very true. I'm waiting for the Star Wars manga to drop too. Tokyopop. When are you gonna be releasing Phantom Menace? I want to see Darth Maul doing ninja barrel rolls and fucking throwing ninja stars.
They're probably gonna start with episode 7.
Oh, wait, is this like...
God, I hope not.
Wait, I can't tell if this is legit or not. Please explain.
Oh, very legit. Very, very, very
Yes.
legit. Yeah, so Tokyopop is going to be releasing The Phantom Menace on April 1st of 2020, and it will have a 50-part side story of Jar Jar Binks being the main feature, and yeah, can't wait. And they are all canon.
Oh,
Okay,
yay! Whoa, great!
Misa Jar Jar Binks, Misa, your humble servant.
I can't wait for Jar Jar side story. That's going to be lit.
Jar Jar a Star Wars. No, Binks a Star Wars story.
I'm waiting for Darth Vader. When are we going to get the Darth Vader story? Like, I want to know his lore and origin. Like, who is Darth Vader? Jesus.
I wonder if only there were 6 movies with his whole story that we could watch.
You know, that would be a great idea. Disney, I am calling you out. Drop this Han Solo bullshit. We don't want to... Who the fuck is Han Solo? Who the fuck even is that? Like, you watch the movies, do you even care who Han Solo is? Like, who even is that? Come on, get out of here.
He just kind of has a gun.
Like, no,
Yeah.
he's just... Like, what is he? Like, some fucking Jedi? Like, get out of here. Anyways... Leia x Luke, where you at? Like, best romance in any of the Star Wars movies is Leia x Luke. Especially that scene where they kissed. Man.
Top 10 anime romances.
Top 10 anime romances. Definitely.
Correct. Correct on that.
All right. Well, I mean...
Manga Alert podcast.
Manga Alert podcast, guys. Vagabond is canceled. Oh, wait, too soon. Anyways.
Wait, hold on.
Well,
Isn't
not
like,
Vagabond.
isn't like 20th Century Boys getting like a
Right.
reprint?
They're getting
them
signature
too.
editions
Yep.
too, I think.
They are getting reprints,
can't wait for
which
that.
I'm waiting for because I'm gonna hop on 20th Century Boys when those come out. Because who knows when those will go out of print? For all we know, they will.
And I just started. I got the first 2 Monster Perfect Editions. Those are really nice too. So
They are good quality, but I'm gonna stand by my philosophy. Single volumes,
the singles,
better.
Singles.
Sure.
Singles, Blade of the Immortal. What's finished? Singles. Gotta think outside the box on that one. Anyways,
This is why Shaman hasn't gotten into Vinland Saga yet.
Oh yeah,
because
because Kodansha, you know, they just refuse to print single volumes, which, you know, whatever, you know.
Ooh, I can't wait for the day like Fairy Tail and Attack on Titan go out of print, but the Master Editions are still there.
Oh, beautiful.
Ah, yeah.
Ah.
They're gonna just have like truckloads upon truckloads of just like the Master Editions, and Kodansha's gonna sit there just like, oh, what?
Like
What
when
are we
they're
gonna-
done, they're gonna
what
have
are we
like
gonna do?
13 or something Fairy Tail Master Editions. Like that's gonna be beautiful.
Speaking of Fairy Tail, when's Rave Master Perfect Editions coming out? Like, we need we need some.
Because like Kodansha, they finished printing the series, but I'm pretty sure the final one that they printed like is the only one that's still in print.
Yep, the volumes 34 through 36, and it's
Like they never bothered to
it's-
reprint the rest of the
it's
series.
a 3-in-1 volume, you know.
Yeah.
Which I have no intentions of ever reading Rave Master, but people
Well, yeah,
consider it
yeah.
to be better than Fairy Tail, which it probably is, but I'm in no
Yeah,
interest
but
to find.
that's not much of a
I'm in no
compliment.
interest to find out because Rave Master was a series that
Yeah.
finished well over like 10 years ago, so who really cares? You know, if it's good, whatever, but it's Mashima. He sucks. Anyways, moving on.
Ooh, I know what should get a hardcover omnibus. Barrage.
Oh yeah.
Correction, Zombie Powder hardcover edition. When Kubo? When are you gonna be releasing that? Speaking of Kubo, how he was blacklisted from Shonen, Bleach anime, maybe. Who fucking cares?
What?
No one cares.
No one cares.
Anyways, James Hansen, where you at? Oops, too soon. Anyways, moving on. Games. What have we been playing, guys? What some new games? Dragon Ball Z Fighters or Dragon Ball Fighters?
No.
No?
Super Mario Odyssey.
I want to talk about the stupid My Hero game that everyone's getting hyped for.
What about the
I'm
Seven
like, it's
Deadly
probably-
Sins game that's also coming out?
Oh
It's a fighting game, I think,
Dude.
too.
Like
Heck
they're
yeah.
probably all gonna be bad because they usually are. They just gotta stop.
Yeah.
Anime fighting games have never been
Dude,
good.
One Piece games are so much fun. Like, oh, jeez. Gotta pull out my PSP to, figure it all
Game
this
of the
out,
year.
you know?
One Piece Romance
like-
Dawn. That's a
I
good
don't-
one.
I mean, like there are exceptions. Like I hear Fighter Z is really good, but like all these like just 3D games. Like there was that like big crossover game where they were just all fighting each other. All
Oh
the
yeah,
jump
J-Star's
characters.
Victory.
Yeah, like so many of the games are just like that, and they look so like ugh. Like why do people get excited for these? Like no one ever talks about them after like
Didn't
a
they
week.
put like Bobo
They
in
put
there?
like everything in that, but it's I don't get it. And like they're all you spend full price on the game, and it's like, oh wow, I'm playing My Hero Academia, and it's got all the characters, but oh wait, it doesn't have any substance, and I'm gonna stop playing after a day.
Well,
It's true.
I mean-
as they say,
If you can't pay the cash, then you're out with the trash.
Oh, also, they're doing a Black Clover game too. That's gonna
Oh
be great.
yeah.
Black Clover, people still follow that shit.
Like obviously when the anime came out, a lot of people were talking about it, but the anime is still going, and I don't think anyone's talking about it
Next
anymore.
big three,
Like-
potentially. Black Clover. We're gonna get.
Actually,
Like,
isn't it like typically like a popular series right now?
Yeah, kids
I mean,
are loving it.
Like it is popular, but like the anime, like just the anime in particular, like I don't feel like many people are talking about it.
You have to
'cause
understand,
everyone just
guys, it's a
realized it
shonen, and the audience for shonen is intended for young boys. So, remember how we were all,
Yeah, but there's
how
so many
stupid
better
we all were
ones.
when we were 12? We were collecting volumes of Rave Master and Fairy Tail and Dragon Ball
Well,
Super
you were.
and Dragon Ball AF, which, where's the English dub for Dragon
Didn't
Ball
you-
AF?
Didn't you just get the new Dragon Ball Super volume?
Funimation, come on, man. Like, print Dragon Ball AF. we've all been waiting for it. Anyways,
Dragon Ball AF's a classic.
Dragon Ball AF is just amazing. I love it, especially Super Saiyan 5, best Saiyan. Anyways, yeah. So that's some games we're playing, I guess. I got really,
well, not really.
I got
but...
really into Stardew Valley, which I don't know if you guys have played yet, but I got it on the Switch, downloaded it the other day for $15, which I got my money's worth out of it. I had 3 days off in a row, and I sunk, I think, maybe 60 hours into the game. Literally,
nice.
The game is fun. It's a blast to play.
I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn, which is really good so far. I can definitely see why it was nominated for all those awards.
Yup,
It's
that's
pretty
good.
good.
I need to get onto Bayonetta 2 for the Switch.
Oh yes, such a good game.
I've yet to get it because I've been so busy as of recently.
Yeah.
But I want to go and get that game. So hopefully, the only thing I don't like is that it's not all on the same cart. It's a download, which means, and really the Switch doesn't have much memory on it, which is gonna suck.
Well, I think Bayonetta 1 is the
Yeah,
download.
that'll be the download, which sucks. But I guess
Kinda
for the
sucks.
size of the Switch, it makes sense. But it's whatever.
Yeah, that's like the only like major problem I think the Switch has is the storage space.
Yep. So, I don't have too many games on it. I have mostly just 3 to be exact. I have Skyrim, Mario, and then of course Stardew Valley, and then finally that. But it'll be all about Bayonetta 2. I mean, I guess it was smart to do that because really no one's played Bayonetta 2. I mean, everyone that I've talked to has played Bayonetta.
Well, I have.
Like Bayonetta, like people owned and played that because it's on Steam, it's on PlayStation, and I think it's on Xbox. It might not be on Xbox, but it's on PlayStation and definitely on the PC. So if you want to play it that desperately, you can play it. And not only that, but the Bayonetta on PC is the best version you can possibly get of the game because it's in HD.
Now, they didn't actually release Bayonetta on PC until after Bayonetta 2 came out, but I mean, still, it's there.
So if you want the best possible version of Bayonetta, just play it on PC, it's there.
Yeah.
So...
And like Bayonetta, from now on, it will always be a Nintendo exclusive. I'm pretty sure.
Dang.
Well, because they didn't at the Nintendo conference they announced Bayonetta 3. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, that was at the Game Awards, but Bayonetta 3 is also exclusive.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo's basically funding the games now.
I think her being like placed in Smash Brothers like basically slated her for a position as a Nintendo exclusive.
Well, I mean, Sonic and Snake.
I know, but like at the same time, you got to think nobody really like Bayonetta 2. I think got really popular. Like what? When did it come out? Like where did it come out?
2014.
Yeah, it was like. It's like the Wii U version had like Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta 1. Everybody was like,
well, the thing with
whoa!
Bayonetta is that she won the vote, like the Smash ballot. Like enough people around the world voted for Bayonetta over every other character. So
yeah, I know, but then it's like, and then like people like saw how crazy popular she was, and they were like, whoa,
yeah.
Bayonetta.
Well, I mean, I was gonna talk about Fire Emblem. Yeah, like Smash Bros. Like the same things were happening with Fire Emblem. Like Smash Bros. Sort of piqued interest for Fire Emblem in the West.
Yeah, that never really
Fire Emblem's like one of their
I'm
biggest.
probably gonna trigger a lot of people, but I'm not a big Fire Emblem fan. But Fire Emblem's always been a part of Melee and Brawl and shit. And I mean, like no one really knew who like fucking Roy or Ike was. No one knew who that was. And
it wasn't really until like Awakening on the 3DS that I think the series really blew up
and I mean
in the West.
there was the GameCube Fire Emblem and a bunch of Game Boy games, but no one.
Yeah, like they still had games in the West, but I don't like I'm pretty sure they were like planning Awakening to be like the last one they released here if it didn't do well, but it did do well, and now they're making like 5 new games.
Yeah,
like,
it
all the
did.
time.
Yeah, it did like increasingly well, and then it's like that became like the best in the series. And I played Awakening, and I thought it was an okay series, but it's like
I'm just not really into I'm just not super big into like turn-based strategy type stuff. I'm sure
like
if
Mario
you are, it's
and
like one of the best
Final
things
Fantasy
to play.
Tactics, though, man. Have you not played that game?
I mean, have you not played Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle?
No, we don't play garbage. I'm just kidding.
What? Come on. The developer cried for that game.
And
so
even what's his face? Not Hideo Kojima. What's his face?
Miyamoto.
For Mario and
Miyamoto?
Zelda, who created that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miyamoto.
Shigeru Miyamoto. Yeah, he got on stage with Ubisoft, who won E3, which made no sense. You know that this.
That was weird.
Like that's
that
how bad this year's E3, or I guess last year's E3 was.
Well, I think Nintendo did a good job, but in terms of the conferences,
yeah, like oh man, basically
Ubisoft.
Sony just took what they had from last year, elaborated a little bit on that, and then just said, "Okay, guys, we're done, bye." And
I think their only new game was like Shadow of the Colossus,
which again is
really
a remake.
game.
It's it's a remake of a game that came out over like 15 years ago. So again, Sony had a pretty bad one. Xbox, on the other hand, like they dropped Xbox One X and then talked about their new car and then how they have exclusives but they don't have exclusives, and
they don't have any exclusives anymore. It's like
I mean, they literally canceled Scalebound, and then
that's awful, man.
Like, we don't know.
Hideki Kamiya, who directed the original Bayonetta, he was doing Scalebound too.
The thing was that game gonna really work? They were trying to play around with too many concepts, which could have led. It could have easily led to the cancellation. Like Xbox probably walked in and was like, "Oh, futuristic sci-fi medieval game. This probably won't work." But they were trying to create a version of like Horizon Zero Dawn because it plays on that whole like old-fashioned like hunters versus like these sci-fi dinosaur creatures, that kind of stuff, you know. So maybe that's what Scalebound was trying to be, like a Horizon Zero Dawn kind of game, but
we'll never know.
We'll never know. And the game was 90% complete, so we might see it.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's what makes no sense. Xbox sunk all that money into the game.
I'm hoping what comes from it is that they'll be able to take like the best ideas from Scalebound and make another game. That's probably the best thing.
Potentially, but at least we have Sea of Thieves. That's okay.
ReCore 2?
Metal Gear Survive, anyone?
Oh god. Again, with the microtransactions, Konami is playing with fire.
Apparently, if you want to start a new save file, you need to buy a save slot.
It is $10. Imagine in Skyrim, which Bethesda, which Todd Howard, don't get any ideas, but you know, like imagine if you wanted to create another character in Skyrim and you had to pay $10 just to make another character. That is essentially what Metal Gear Survive is doing, which it is a repetitive mess of a game because it is literally you doing the same exact things over and over and over again for $40, which additionally they're only charging $40 for the game, but you have 2 available character slots. So that's $10, that's $50, $60. Wow, so why don't you just retail the game for $60? If you're going to end up charging people that amount of money just to unlock the game fully, you may as well be charging them $60. But here's the thing, I don't think they're going to get much money for that because the game sucks. I mean, it sucks. You know, critically, the game has been scoring super low on Metacritic. I mean, it has, I think, a 65 on Metacritic, which, you know, is not necessarily
which really means like a 40.
It's not in the red, but it's, you know, it's not good either. Well. Destiny wasn't in the red either, but it wasn't a great game by any stretch. And then also, I mean, the user score is terrible. It has like a 2. It has, I think, like a 2 user score. So the game's a mess. I'm not playing it. As a Metal Gear fan, I think people should just sort of forget
I don't think
about
any real Metal Gear fans are gonna be buying anything else they make.
I think Metal Gear fans should just say fuck Konami, like
and just accept that
move
they
on.
Have the games
like
and just
Hideo Kojima is Death Stranding. I am so excited to see what he has to do with that game because it looks very interesting. And Hideo Kojima is like a director. He makes things like a movie. So
didn't what was it, like the last like Resident Evil, it like had the same guy from Death Stranding in it, and then it got like canceled.
You mean Silent Hills?
Oh,
yeah,
you mean
Silent Hills.
You mean So it has this Troy Baker, I think, is who you're talking about, right?
No, Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. Okay.
I think Troy Baker's in the game though, because you know he's Troy Baker.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So that whole collaboration, Konami is just. They're very safe in terms of the way their company operates is if they know it can make money, then they're going to make it. Silent Hill is a series that probably wouldn't reach the limit. Of course, with the way that they showed it at E3 that year by releasing a beta for the game, That was awesome. Like, that was great. I don't see
yeah.
I don't see where they got the idea where the game would, fail. But that was just
Like, yeah, because they attach, you have Silent Hill, which already has a pretty big fan base, and you have Hideo Kojima, one of the greatest
that's
game designers to ever live.
what I mean.
You have Norman Reedus, like
talk about a dynamic
Guillermo
duo, and
and you have Del Toro working on it too. So like,
Konami basically just said, "Fuck it, we're not gonna make any money off of it." Which again,
then they fire Kojima and.
Well,
We hate your money.
there's always two sides to
Well,
every
he might have
story.
left.
I
Yeah.
think Kojima wanted his own sort of freedom,
Yeah.
and Konami wasn't going to give him that. So
True, yeah.
he just said, "Okay,
Yeah.
fuck you guys," and left. And as
And
unfortunate
Sony jumped
as
on
it
that.
is,
They were like, "Oh."
he won't.
ain't
Sony
getting
jumped
my
on that
money.
chance. They were like, "Oh, Kojima exclusive.
Yeah.
Let's go." And
All right, well, yeah, that's video games. I mean, there's a lot going on. I think 2018 will be interesting. God of War is about to drop here pretty soon. Can't wait.
we're missing the bigger one, Ni no Kuni 2 next month. Let's go.
No,
Woo!
no anime games
Ni no
for
Kuni
me.
Ni no Kuni 1 is like one of the best RPGs I've ever played, so I'm looking forward to this.
Oh
But,
my.
yeah.
And as they said, a desert toilet. Just kidding. Anyways.
Ooh, when's Made in Abyss getting an anime game? I want to see that.
Oh,
When's
yes.
One Punch Man getting an anime game?
Well, let's not forget, Legend of Korra is the prequel to Avatar, as quoted by... Oh, shit. Gotta censor names. Fuck. God, Gear, you're gonna have to censor. You're gonna have to censor a lot of shit in this podcast. Think you can
The
handle it?
Legend of Korra is my favorite prequel.
You're not wrong. And Star Wars Episode 1, best sequel, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
Very,
Yes.
very true. Hobbit, favorite sequel, actually.
let's not forget, Fat Man is the best villain in Metal Gear Solid 3. Crash Bandicoot 3. See,
there
that's
we
a
go.
joke, guys. You're supposed to laugh. Anyways.
Speaking
Ha
of
ha!
Crash Bandicoot, how about Crash Bandicoot coming to Switch? I think that's a thing.
What?
Sadly, I think so too. So that would mean no PlayStation.
It's a
exclusive?
rumor, but it's probably because Sony doesn't technically own Crash anymore, and I think what it was, they just had a timed exclusive
Well,
deal with Sony.
it's always been a Universal license though. It's always been a collaboration
Oh, well.
license. It's always been Universal and Sony both own the license. Naughty Dog simply just developed the game, and so I think. Well, unless Universal sold the license back to Sony, that would only make sense, that Universal got rid of it. But who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think they're doing the same thing with Spyro, where it'll come to PS4 first, and then the other systems later.
But we have to
Dude,
get
I'd be okay
Medieval.
with that.
Medieval's the next
The
game.
Oh yeah, Medieval too. But but I'm pretty like the Spyro has pretty much been confirmed. Like it's not official yet, but like, it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Definitely.
like Smash Brothers on the Switch.
Yeah, I'm curious though. Like, I think it's really likely they'll just port over the new one, but who knows? Yeah, no, it'll probably be a port. I can't see them doing a new one anytime soon.
Indeed.
Like a Smash game.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Sakurai is done with the series too, so they'll need to find someone.
The
else
only
to do
time I
Smash
would
Brothers.
see him making another Smash game is like 10 years down the road again, as
Yeah,
just like an anniversary
that's-
project or
as
something
like his
like
magnum
that.
opus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing because like he spends so much time. Like I followed like Smash 4 like really hard. But
Oh
it's,
yeah,
like,
same.
He throws himself into his work and he's basically like Ichiro Oda where he'll like take off like holidays and like weekends and he'll like just keep on working until he gets
Yeah.
like what he needs to get done.
Yeah, and he like jerking himself off. He's like, "Hey guys, Dark Pit, play Kid Icarus Uprising."
Well, we all know the truly best Smash is Melee.
Brawl.
So, no,
Oh.
Melee. Melee with the Wiimotes. Just kidding. Anyways, we don't forget
Brawl
to
with
play
the
Brawl
Wiimotes
with the
when you
Wiimotes
trip
and the
up.
items on. Only the best competitive play you
Actually-
could possibly get.
Actually, truth be told, I don't think I've ever said this here on my channel or anywhere, but I used to play in tournaments for Super Smash Brothers.
Ooh.
Same.
And so I go. The last tournament that I played at was like a really long time ago, probably back in like 2015 or so. So we're playing Smash 4, Yeah, we're playing Smash 4, and I came in and I had my GameCube controller, and I felt really bad for this one kid. Like, this was like the first round, and so what I did is I stepped up and I had my GameCube controller like set up to the thing. Well, this kid walks up and he has like a Lego Batman like backpack, plops it down right beside me. I have honestly no idea how old this kid is, but he reaches in and pulls out a pink Wii remote and a white nunchuck, and I said, "You're joking, right?" And so I sit here and I absolutely just destroy the kid, and I felt really bad because
The story would have been a lot better if you had lost to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that was kind of anticlimactic. Shrug. I was hoping the kid was gonna win with Pichu or some shit, or
but I'm not finished yet. The kid started to cry.
Did he win in losers bracket, please? And came back and you beat him again?
I honestly have no idea. I wasn't paying attention, and so like I felt like I saw the kid like tearing up and like 2 tears like strolling down his face. I said, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, but I was like, this is like I really wanted to win, and so I got really hyped up and everything. But I was just like, yeah, I did ruin his dream.
You should have been like My Hero Academia and been like, "Son, if you ever feel the need, 5 years from now, seek me out. I will destroy you."
You have no idea what happens in My Hero Academia.
Imagine that. So Shrug, be on the lookout for this kid, 5 years down the road.
Yeah, it's like this kid walked off. He played as Donkey Kong, and I played as like my best guy, and I felt
this was Brawl
so
4?
bad.
No, this was Smash 4.
Oh, Smash 4?
No. Yeah, Smash 4.
Ugh, Donkey Kong is like tier F or some garbage tier that is
it's
terrible.
like this kid played as Donkey Kong and he's down B the entire time. And I could have I think that the story would have been better if I just like saw him like sprinting away with like his little backpack and like running to his mom. And a part of me felt really bad leaving that day.
This is like he's gonna be like a Syndrome in The Incredibles, where you're like, "Go home, kid," and then
I work alone.
Yeah, and then he just he becomes a supervillain.
My Hero Academia.
It's better.
Based on The Incredibles.
No,
it's based on Sky High, darn it.
Yeah,
which is another Disney property, which Incredibles came out as part of Pixar, which Pixar is owned by Disney.
When's Disney going to buy Shueisha? That's what I want to know.
When is Disney going to be making their own anime line, I wonder?
Well, I mean,
they're already printing manga. They're already making fairy tales and Descendants and Little Mermaid on Ice,
Little Mermaid on Ice. When's my Crash Nebula on Ice coming out? Am I right?
Dragon Ball Z done by Disney. I wonder.
Disney Ball Z.
Well, Disney does have anime.
Mickey Mouse. I can go super Saiyan.
They got all the Ghibli stuff like Grave of Fireflies and
Grave of Fireflies.
Grave of Fireflies.
What a family-friendly film.
Grave of the Fireflies.
I saw an ad. There's these guys are doing this anime movie event where each month of the year they're gonna have a family viewing of a classic anime film, Spirited Away, Nausicaa, all that stuff, and then it's Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah, they have Ponyo and all these movies for kids, and then Grave of the Fireflies was just there in the middle. I'm like, Jesus. It's all these parents taking their babies to go see Grave of the Fireflies.
Alright guys, let's go see Grave of the Fireflies.
And
they might as well just show Made in Abyss.
The kids are gonna come out crying, and the parents are gonna be the same way, and then it's just gonna be oh my gosh.
Yeah, the parents will be crying worse than the kids.
They have to sit in their car. They'll be like, "I can't drive. Let me just clear up my tear-filled eyes for just a second. Just hold on."
I could see they could do the same thing with Made in Abyss. Be like, "Hey guys, family-friendly show."
Censor all of it.
No one will get mutilated.
Neon Genesis Evangelion the movie by 4 kids. Oh no, I got yogurt on my hand.
I spilled my Go-Gurt on my hands.
Oh no, ketchup.
There's so much ketchup fuel coming out of this robot.
Yeah, four kids made in the abyss. It's like, oh, well, you're coughing up all this ketchup. Well, you don't like it?
Time to go and beat
Oh,
up
no.
the bullies.
Mm.
Maiden bullies.
Made 'em bullies.
No, the Disney version would be like Made in America or something.
Made in America. American Pie.
Oh shit, we've been going for an hour. Yikes.
What a great season beginning this is, guys. I can
What a
I can
great
definitely
start.
I can
We talked about
see-
manga for like a good 40% of it. So
Very
Woo!
true. So hey guys, we're still holding true to that manga alert. You know, got to get that marketing in there. Manga alert is brought to you by Crunchyroll. Go out and support the Crunchyroll people. You know,
we're also
don't-
brought to you by Anime Strike. Like we had to deal with them before they
Oh
got
yes,
canceled. So
Anime Strike for
rip.
the win.
Correct.
Go watch Made in Abyss on Anime Strike. Support them.
Don't forget to use our
Alright.
discount code Mahler, just for a discount code for 2 free months of free Made in Abyss anime.
Well, I think that's it, folks.
Yeah, I just like to say though, like we're still gonna do like more general talks like this because I know a lot of people like them, but we're also the next few episodes we're gonna be going back on specific series, sort of like a back and forth type thing. Like we got JoJo coming up, I think, and maybe Berserk. So
Ah, shit.
And Full Metal Alchemist.
yeah, so you guys have that type of stuff to look forward to. Hopefully we can get a Made in Abyss one done if Shaman reads it.
No,
Heck
that might be the
yeah.
first episode of Manga Alert I'm not featured on.
Aw.
Oh.
Well, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, you guys have all that shit to look forward to. So nice.
And
yeah.
you know, also all the wonderful transitions and bits that will await us here on the Manga Alert podcast. You know, we're the manga community's #1 podcast. None of that other
PogChamp?
shit. None of that indefinite hiatus. We are the best. We are the #1. Always will be.
We are #1.
And go
are
ahead and
number
edit
one.
that in there, Gear. Anyways, thank you all for joining us today once again for Season 2 of Manga Alert. We're going to be going strong this year with our main host, and then also going to be getting some guests on. Go ahead and email the podcast or Twitter or even comment on one of these videos. You know, comment. The question of the day is going to be Fire Punch or Made in the Abyss. That's going to be the question of the day. Thank you
There
all
we
for
go.
joining us, and have a beautiful day. Peace out.
今答え